So, hey, it's Troy with Scare Hollow, and we are going to actually break from Scare Hollow stuff right now, and we're going to actually do some Northwest Haunter stuff. And Steve Spencer up in Port Orchard, Washington, who runs Haunt Town. If you're up in that area, please go see that haunt. It is great. He runs through most of the middle of October to the end. But he wanted to know, I posted the picture up of our sign, and he wanted to make one himself, and so I said, hey, I'll make a video, of how to do this. And so I kind of give you the background of what we've done so far. First of all, we made a box like this, see? 1 by 3, 1 by 4, whatever you want to use, 1 by 2s, whatever. A piece of board. And then obviously I'm going to be painting the inside of this, but this really won't matter what I'm going to do with this because of the way I'm going to do it. But so it's a 2 foot by 2 foot board, and it's a box. It's a very cool box, super cool. Just make that up real fast. Use your air staple gun, whatever you want to use on it. And then I also grabbed the 2 foot by 2 foot project panel, and as you can tell, all of the letters are on it. And I put Northwest Haunters Association, how the Northwest gets haunted, and now I'm going to dremel these out. So what I actually do is let's move this camera around here a little bit here, bear with me. So as you can see, what I'm going to do is I've got my table up, and I've got these 2 little boards up here so that I can lift it up. And so that when I dremel through it, it goes down onto this and not actually onto this. It goes low enough. Set this on top, and you have a nice little raised table. So what I'm actually going to do is, if you have a plunge router kit for your Dremel, use that because it actually guides you around, and you can actually hold it like this and go around in a circle like this. I don't know where my plunge router kit is, so I'm very upset about that. I will find it probably at the end of this project. But the other time, I actually made the Scare Hollow tree, which I'll post a picture right here. And I did it with the plunge router, and I did it with just the pistol grip and the drill bit. And what you got to do is you got to put the drill bit on there and everything, and you hold it like this, and basically you almost draw like a pencil. And you're just going around in a circle. So the idea is that one of the things is you got to find the right speed, which I think mine is set at about 18 or 19. I think it's about 18 on there right now. If you have, I have the Dremel 4000, and it has the little speed thing on there. I need to check because I've done other things with it since then. But basically all you do is you plunge down and you just draw, and one way or the other, and you'll learn which way. It might be actually better to grab a piece of scrap pink foam or blue foam, depending on where you live, and test it to see which way, because one of the ways will bind it and make it a little rough, and the other way will make it go smooth. I'm going to do that actually before I start this. I'm just making this part of the video. So yeah, we're going to do that, and then what we're going to do is on the inside of the box, we bought one of these, and it's your normal, LED tape. It's your LED tape there with your ends and all that kind of stuff, and your cool little remote. It does all the different functions. So we're going to put that around the inside of the box, and we'll show that here a little bit. Poke a hole out of it for the connector. I didn't drill that hole yet. I will probably tomorrow. And so we'll drill that hole, put the cord through there, wrap it around, cut the tape where you're supposed to cut it. There's little marks all along it, and you can cut right there, and both strings will still work. You just have to have a connector for the next string. Yeah, so we'll put that up, and my Scare Hollow sign had red and white only, but it had alternating red and white, so I had a red LED next to a white LED throughout the entire rim. And what the reason was that for was I had a 3-way switch so that I could switch one way, and the tree would be white, and the letters would be red, and then the letters would be white, and the tree would be red. I can switch it. And what I did was actually in between where the tree ended and where the word started, I actually had another piece of foam that I put in between to block the light. So that this was red, it was pure white on this side because it was a block. So we're not going to do that with this one. We're just going to make a plain see-through letters. And one of the cool thing in that I'll be adding plexiglass to this on the inside or whatever, clear plastic, whatever you want to use, because some of these letters, as you can tell, like the A and the O's, and the A, the O, the R, will have letters or pieces that you have to put back in, and you have to reattach them to the because it's just free flowing in here. So this letter will have to be put back and actually adhesed to the plexiglass. And then I actually, on my Scare Hollow sign, I have this white paperish stuff, and I need to see if I still have it. If I don't, I need to figure out what I used, because I don't know, I don't see it around here right now. Doesn't mean I don't have it. I'll have to look around for it. But basically, it's almost like a wax papery type of thing, but it's, or like tissue paper. I may have even used tissue paper. I'll have to look and see. I can't take apart that sign because it is glued all the way around, and I do not want to take it apart because it'll ruin the foam. And it's in perfect condition, so I don't want to mess it up. So I believe it is white tissue paper, and what that does is it basically diffuses the light, and it doesn't. And then that's why I said you don't need to worry about what the back of your board is, because you're not going to see it, and the white will absorb the light coming out of the box and create whatever color it is. I have it on that Scare Hollow sign, and the red looks so red out on the street. It's very vibrant, and the white is definitely very white. So that tissue paper was just enough. You can't see through it, but it's enough to create the illusion of the red. So we're going to get the piece of foam and the test piece of foam, and I will get that right now, and we will start working on seeing which way it goes. Oh, Jesus. There's the S. Okay, so as you can see, what I'm doing here is I'm taking out all the letters. I've already cut them once, and now I'm going back through it again with my pistol grip, with the Dremel, to go back through and actually pop them out. One of the things that we'll have to do is, when we do that, see, that's a nice clean cut on there. And then, always need to make sure we have to save the middle of the O. So this is kind of the inside. So that's what it means to see when you go in the wrong way, it does that. So whichever way you go will create a clean cut like that, or a nice rough cut like that. But of course we need to keep this so that when we go back to put the backing on this, we have to put this back in the middle to create the O. It wouldn't be the worst case if it didn't have it. Like with the A, let's see if I can pop it up through the bottom here. The A itself, see, and sometimes you don't get letters.
Hey guys!
Yes, babe.
I bought you some Cinnabons just in case you're hungry.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Where do I set these?
You can set them right there.
Okay, I'll set them right here.
Thanks, babe. I appreciate it. Are you going on a bike ride?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Is Logan going with you guys? All right. I like your pigtails. Welcome. So, I didn't go through it yet because it's really tough. This still looks like an A, you know. I'd still be okay if it didn't have the middle piece there, especially with the smaller, with the north, let's see, haunted down here. That is going to be too small to get that out, so it is just going to be the letter A like that. It'll just be the shape. If I can get them back out, then I'll do my best. And you know, I can always, out of this exterior pieces, out of these extra pieces, I can always grab something like the, you know, this part of the S right there and put that back in there just to make it look like it's the triangle piece. So we'll continue to cut these out. We're on the T over here. We'll cut these out and we'll start, I think we'll do the painting next. So here we go. So the next step is to let it dry. But if you notice, we got all the little spots, and the cool thing is you paint it first, and then you go back over it with the spray paint, and it won't eat the paint. or it won't eat the foam, and you got nice, cool letters. We'll have to paint the letters too, though. We'll do that. We'll get to that too. Okay, so one of the things that my wife has is this gigantic roll of tracing paper. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try it without it first, because I like the idea of not doing it without tracing paper, and see what that does. But I would advise, if you're gonna make a lot of these things, or you're gonna make something like this, put this inside, because then it doesn't matter what your backing is on. Where's my hand? There it is. It won't matter what's inside here. You could leave this dirty and whatever. So. Okay, got our handy dandy, you know, this is gonna be weird looking anyways, because I'm doing it from this side. So we have our handy dandy gigantic thing of Harbor Freight drill bits, yeah, which is probably one of the coolest gifts I've gotten in a long time. I mean, look at this. There's so many of them. Look at that, there's just so many. Wow, so cool. Because you're gonna need to drill for. Why did I just bring that out? I got the connector piece. I need the other piece too. So you'll need to figure out, obviously, which end is what's going to be your bottom. I guess wherever you drill, it's going to be the bottom. Let's just make. That's probably pretty good. I don't know. This one's probably good. Yep. So we will just make a hole in the corner. Call it good. Okay, so hey, my wife doesn't think I'm a genius, but I think I am. So when you paint wood and everything, and then you put adhesive tape on it like this LED tape, it doesn't tend to stick very well. So I was thinking about all these different ways to keep this thing from moving when it's, you know, as the adhesive get different temperatures and all that kind of stuff. And my idea is, boom, staples. So we're gonna staple at the beginning. Just gotta make sure you hit it just right and not through the boom. And do it where there's no ooh. A good idea is to do it where the cut marks are, because then you know that you're not hitting any LEDs. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why I am amazing. Self-proclaimed, of course. Shush it over there.
I'm just washing the truck.
Yeah, and peanut gallerying. Oh, that one might have went through the metal.
Mommy,
What?
didn't want.
The main thing is you want to get the corners, because that's where it's going to start to separate first. That's going to be awesome. Well, I assume that works.
We need to switch. the sponge, I get the scrub brush.
Look at that. That's so awesome. And then, of course, we have the... It'll slow it down a little bit. Oh, there we go. And we're gonna go all red, green, blue, purple, pink, blue, white. That's their white. The white stinks. We don't really care about the white. I don't know what that is. But we like the fade, huh? Yes. So cool. All right. So we now know it works. That's fantastic. Pull off that little piece of crap. All right, turn that off. Okay. So here's a rough idea of what it looks like without the paper behind it. So, as you can tell, it looks pretty cool, but you can see the lights down there. So any way you look at it, you're going to see the lights back there like that. You're going to see them shining through. It does look cool like this, but we're going to see what it looks like with the paper behind it. We're going to do that right now. Okay. So, I can already tell you it's going to be better. So, as you can tell, now with the paper, you see nothing but the letters. That's way better. So the other thing we're going to do is we're going to sponge paint this with the tombstone looking sponge painting with the gray and the white and the black. We're going to sponge paint all of it once we get the letters put on, once we get the middles put on of all these letters, and reattach the H up there and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to do that first, then we're going to sponge paint. And so, but I like, it's much better with the rice paper on it, or the tracing paper. So we'll go with that, and we'll be back. Alright, so we've now attached all the letter pieces that I want to. Some of them I had to kind of make some new letter pieces, like this one right here. And now we're going to take our... We got a couple of colors here. So we've got a black and a gray and a white. What we're gonna do, need some kind of a stick. Let's get a stick. This is how we mix paint already in here. Stick. Alright, so we're gonna put down some sponge. So I like to use the Scotch-Brite ones because they have this nice rigid piece on the top. Keeps the sponge a lot more rigid than like the regular pink ones or the blue ones where it's just the sponge part, because that, as you're painting, it starts to get real spongy, obviously, since it's a sponge, and so it's harder to grasp. So try to spread out the white as best you can because you don't want a bunch of white in one area. Alternate back and forth so that you're not